Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Shelby.b. Thanks for stopping by, and today I'm actually going to be doing a makeup look on my dear sweet mate today. So I'm just starting off priming her face. This is a Milani Hydrating Primer. By the way, all the products are going to be in the link. They're all gonna be in the description down below. I'm gonna link them. And so yeah, I'm just putting a hydrating primer all over her face. And yeah, and when you want to put primer on, you always want to do it based off their skin type. So her skin was really dry right now, so I don't want to put a drying primer on top of dry skin. You just gonna have sand, dust, and cracks and all type of that stuff everywhere. So yeah. Next, I am going in and I am going to start on her eyebrows. I'm using a Morphe eyeshadow palette to do that. Normally, it just depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I'll use a pencil or I'll use a pomade, but I was really feeling like using a shadow this time to do our eyebrows. When I do the eyebrows, I just get like a good shape going, and then when I go to use like a concealer or foundation, that's when I really carve them out. I just want to get the shade and the shape that I want. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm left-handed, so I'll be struggling a little bit, and I just don't be knowing what to do all the time. By the way, this video is so long, so please bear with me when I do this voiceover. Woo! Oh my gosh. So after I'm done using the eyeshadow, I'm just going to, I'm not there yet. Okay, so still doing it. I'm still putting on the eyeshadow, making sure I'm getting every part. Like once I said, I want to get the shape that I want and then go in and carve them out. So yes, now we're here. I'm taking a Juvia's Place shade stick, and this just so happened to be her exact shade, which was great because I hate mixing. And I'm just carving out her eyebrows to get started. Normally, I haven't really been messing with the dramatic eyebrows. Like I don't want it to look super dramatic, but I don't want to look like I haven't done anything to them either. So I'm just taking the Juvia's Place shade stick and carving out her eyebrows. That one looks so good right there. I'm just so proud of myself. Oh my God. Ah. And I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other eyebrow. Once again, you guys know I'm left-handed, so for some reason I gotta twist my wrist and do all that other stuff. Please ignore my raggedy wig. I don't know why the heck I have that on. I don't even know what outfit I have on right now. Like, that is just ridiculous. And I'm just going to take a blending brush and just pat that down and all around her eyelid. Just mix the product, move the product, all that. Just move it all around town, bring it around tag. You want to make sure you get both eyelids and cover every square inch. And moving on next, since we already covered our eyelids, we want to go in with this P.Louise base. I don't remember which number or which shade it is. All I know is that it's a good old eyeshadow base. And I'm taking that same eyeshadow brush and I'm moving it all around the eyelid. You don't want a lot. You just want a little bit, because a little bit does go a long way with this product, because I don't want her to have ashy eyelids. Even though it's just eyeshadow base, still, when it comes to makeup, you don't want nothing to be ashy. And after I'm done using that eyeshadow base, I eventually come back. I don't know where I am. Shelby, where you at? There you are, girl. Hey, I'm going in with this super dark black eyeliner, and I am just starting out by tracing the area, because I don't want to go on with a eyeshadow first. So I'm going to go on with a dark eyeliner, and then I'm going to build off of it with a dark eyeshadow. Well, not a dark eyeshadow, it's black. Ha! LOL. And I'm just going to use a black eyeshadow and just build off of what I put on the eyeliner. And I'm not going to use a lot, because once again, it's black and a little bit does go a long way. And I'm just going to use a small little brush and just pack that onto the line and just go right along the line on her eyes. And I'm going to come back and use a dark brown shade and buff that out. So when I buff it out, I'm going to put it literally right on top of the black and just smoothly just brush it upwards. You don't want to sit there and mix it because otherwise it's going to look muddy. So I want to mix it upwards. That way I can get that nice gradient looking effect. So I'm just taking a dark brown and I'm mixing it upwards, and this look actually did not take me that long. I was thinking it was gonna take me forever, but it actually didn't. So now that I'm finished doing all the mixing and stuff, I'm gonna go back with that P.Louise base and I'm going to carve out her eyes again. And so I grabbed a brush. I didn't like the brush. I had to grab an even smaller brush because this is just a do or die situation. And I had to go back and change it again. I was like, yeah, I'm not messing with this. So I finally found the right brush, was able to just follow that line and just trace it all the way over to the end by her eyebrow. Because with cut creases, it just makes me just so nervous. Like, I don't really do cut creases. So when I do it, it's just like, I just got to hold my breath whenever I do them. But you want to take that eyeshadow base and really just carve it out, because this is the shade that I'm going to be using. Really, I'm taking a Real Techniques brush and I'm just soaking up all the leftovers that I have left, because if you don't, then you just gonna have a really muddy look, because the moment she open her eyes, it's just gonna be everywhere, and you don't want that, because you're gonna be sitting over there crying, being like, oh my god, I messed up. Yes, girl, you did mess up, and that's your fault because you ain't listen to me. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing the second thing to the other eye, because duh. And yeah, so once you're done with that, you're gonna wanna use that Real Techniques brush again to soak it all up. So I'm just finishing up on her side of the eye. That don't even make sense. What side? I'm finishing up on her left eye. I'm weak. And yeah, so once again, I'm just following that line that I traced out earlier, and I'm just gonna put some more P.Louise eyeshadow base on here. And once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go back with my Real Techniques. Dang, I'm still not there yet? Well, all right then. I don't know what I was doing. Okay, finally. I'm going in with my Real Techniques brush and once again soaking up all the leftovers, because that's what we need. Because if we just put on eyeshadow on top of that, that's not gonna work and it's not gonna mix. So once I'm done with that, I come back, thank you, and I'm going in with this pale shade from my Morphe palette. I'll put that down in the description below, but it's a cream eggshell color that I'm just packing on right on top of the P.Louise eyeshadow base. Her left eye looks brighter than the other one, even though I use the exact same thing. So please don't think that it's not. They're both the exact same shade. And so I'm making sure I'm just covering every square inch, making sure I covered everything that I use with the P.Louise base, so that nothing is wet, nothing is soggy, everything is matte, everything's ready to go, all of that. And I accidentally went outside the line, so I had to cover that back up. Hey, I'm human. I make mistakes. Leave me alone. And yeah, so I'm still going back over, making sure that it's really secured. And yeah, I'm sorry for using in so much. How's y'all day going? My day is all right. I did my Sweet Mate's makeup. I'm telling y'all about it, Oh, okay, so now I'm doing the eyeliner. This is why I be holding my breath. I told her to hold her breath too, because this be stressful. And I'm really going for that smoked out look. So I really wasn't trying to have like a dramatic catty liner. Like, I wanted it to connect with the upper part of the cut crease. And so I'm just holding my breath. I'm low-key doing it now. And I'm just trying to drag it all the way from that part to her inner corner. And I want the eyeliner to be there, but I don't want it to overpower the look. And there go my raggedy behind in the corner of the video. Oh my god, it looks so freaking dusty, bro. Like, huh? Never mind me. I'm sorry. But you want to do the exact same thing to both eyes. You really want to drag that eyeshadow out and then kind of buff it out to mix it in with the top of the cut crease, if that makes sense. Because you don't want to have that space in between, that little awkward space. You connect the dots, if that makes sense. And so after I finished with that, I went she cheesed it. I went back in my Morphe palette, and now I'm doing the bottom line. And so I'm going in with that jet black for the bottom line. And yeah, I think the Morphe palette is the only thing that I use. I feel like I used another palette. I'm not sure. Yeah, it was the Morphe palette. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. But you really want to go in and try to get as close to the waterline as close as you can without it making... You don't want to look like a raccoon. We don't want to look like we robbing people's trash cans. But yeah, so now we moving on to the face. And I'm covering her dark spots with this little pink color out this Morphe Cream Contour palette that I got from the beauty supply store. And once I'm done with that, I'm just going to buff that out with a foundation brush. And yeah. How's your day going? I feel like I already asked that. I don't know. My day is all right. Y'all got school. How was y'all school going? But I'm going in there with a Juvia's foundation stick. This is the same shade stick that I used to carve out her eyebrows. Because like I said earlier, this was a close match to her skin tone. And I was able to come back and use it. So I'm going all over her face with this shade. This is the only foundation shade that I used on her face. Normally I'd be mixing, but like I said earlier, I haven't had that issue with her. And yeah, I'm just going all over her face, taking that foundation brush and making sure I cover every square inch of her face, making sure that nothing is left patchy or blotchy. And I say that, but I forgot to get her forehead. Y'all gonna notice it in a minute. I had to go back and redo it. I literally just did the bottom half of her face, and then I forgot to get her forehead. But yeah, I always make sure I mix her neck and her chin. You always want to make sure you do that when you're doing foundation. So now that I am doing that, I'm going back in her inner corners and making sure that whatever I didn't cover from the fallout, I'm making sure that's all the way covered, because fallout, no. Her on his phone. So I'm doing her inner corners, but I'm waiting for her to get off her phone. Thank you. And so I do the highlight. When I do the highlight, I take the concealer that is at least 2 shades brighter than your skin tone, and I take an additional one that's 1 shade lighter than the other one. And she told me that she wanted to do the right concealer, and I was like, all right, bet, because that's right up my alley. But I only do that under her eyes. You don't want to do that everywhere, because then you're gonna be walking around looking like a LED light, and you don't want to do that. So I'm taking that e.l.f. concealer and putting it in between the concealer palette that I got from Ruby Kisses. And after that, you want to take a Real Techniques brush. That's not a Real Techniques brush. I don't know where I got that brush from. I think that's the Morphe brush. I'm not sure. But I'm blending it out, and it looked good. And y'all, my phone cut off, and I didn't even know. So now I'm measuring her eyes, and I feel like, I feel so bad because I blended it out. I took some setting powder, set it, contoured her face and all that. I turned around and the phone was off. I was sick. So now I'm putting on her lashes. And how I put on lashes is I measure out the eyes and I put the lash glue onto the lash lid. I don't like to put it on the lash because it just acts wonky. That way I can just stick it on there like how I am now, and it's nice and secure, because once it's on there, it's on there. And see, look at that. Cute. And she right back on that phone. Oh my God, sis was stressed. Oh my God. Measuring the other one. You can see me in the background cutting that mug. Let me add some more lash glue. I put the lash glue on the lid, and then I put lash glue on the inner corner and the outer corner of the lash. That way it's like a seat belt, if that makes sense. Just the extra sense of security. That way we know it's not gonna go nowhere. And yeah, so I'm putting the lash on here. The look is just about done because y'all didn't get to see everything because the phone cut off. But yeah, y'all, she seen herself. She was like, ooh. And now I'm just adding some more of that cream color because she was blinking so much that the cream color turned gray. It stressed me out. And now I'm putting blush around her face because I already bronzed. And you don't want too much blush because you're going to be looking like Rosie the nosy neighbor, and we not nosy. I don't know why. See, why do I do stuff like that? See, she was really feeling herself. She seen that. She was like, per, period, P, whatever you want to call it. And now I'm lining her lips with this dark shade. I forgot what this is. It's like a cream foundation, but I don't even use it for foundation, really. I just use it to line. And I'm just taking that and I'm lining her lips with it. Because when you're a makeup artist, you just get creative and you just start using anything for anything. And y'all really get into this look, y'all. Like, this look is so cute. Like, I have been telling her I wanted to do her makeup for a while, and I never did it. And today I finally did it. And so I finally just, hey. After I'm done lining her lips, I'm gonna go in with this beige shade. I be talking about how I hate ashy shades like this so much, but when you blend it correctly, it actually looks good. I hate it when girls just line their lips and put that ashy shade in the middle and don't blend it. Please do not be one of them, because see right here, it wasn't blended all the way and it was low-key making me mad. And so when you blend it all the way, it actually looks good. And so that's why I kept telling her, I'm like, keep doing that, because it wasn't blended all the way and it was making me mad. But I don't even know what she was talking about, but yeah. So I finished up with the lips and I went back in and I highlighted. So I'm just highlighting the bridge of her nose, actually one nose. And I'm highlighting her cheeks with this Fenty highlighter. I need to get some more highlighter, but that stuff is good. And yeah, here is the finished result, period. It's giving Catwoman. But thanks you guys for watching. Bye.